This is the most exciting thing that AI has done so far. It didn't just read our minds, it read our emotions. It boosted our memory. It enhanced our focus. It even regulated our anxiety, our sadness. It created a new kind of human experience. In today's episode, we are going to look at how an AI system was trained to detect human emotions and how it ended up creating an entirely new experience for its users. This paper is one of the best examples of how an AI system can not only improve our lives, but also expand our very definition of what it means to be human. The main idea here is to build a system that can read your emotions in real time and then use that information to boost your mood or cognitive performance. But this is no easy task. Imagine building a system that can detect if someone is feeling sad, angry, anxious, bored, excited, or any other number of emotions just from their brain activity. That's exactly what these researchers did. They developed an AI system that can read your emotions by decoding the activity of your brain. They collected data from 32 volunteers while they were watching a movie. Using functional magnetic resonance imaging or fMRI, they measured the brain activity of each participant while they were watching a movie. At the same time, they asked them to rate their emotional state every 3 seconds using a self-report questionnaire. The goal was to find a way to decode the brain activity associated with each emotion. But there's a catch. You see, they didn't want to just measure the brain activity associated with each emotion. They wanted to do something more. After they had collected enough data to train their model, they did something crazy. They built an AI system that could take the brain activity of a person and then create an entirely new emotional experience for them. How does that even work? Well, let me explain. Let's say you are a person who gets bored easily. The system would detect that you are getting bored, and then it would stimulate your brain with a carefully designed pattern of light and sound to create an experience that is just the right amount of stimulating to keep you engaged. Or let's say you are feeling anxious. The system would detect that, and then it would create an experience that is just the right amount of calming to soothe your nerves. But wait, there's more. The system can also enhance your memory. How does it do that? Well, it works by taking advantage of the fact that the brain has different patterns of activity depending on whether you are paying attention or not. When you are paying attention, the brain has a higher level of activity. So the system keeps track of the level of activity in your brain, and then it uses that information to figure out when you are paying attention. When it detects that you are paying attention, it reinforces whatever you are learning so that it is more likely to stick in your memory. For example, let's say you are trying to learn a new language. The system would keep track of how active your brain is while you are learning, and then it would adjust the difficulty of the material accordingly. If your brain is very active, then it would present you with more challenging material. If your brain is less active, then it would present you with more basic material. It sounds like science fiction, but this is real science. And it's not just theoretical either. They tested this out on a group of 25 participants, and they found that the system was able to significantly improve their memory. So this AI system can read your emotions, create new emotional experiences for you, and even enhance your memory. But all of this raises some ethical questions. For example, what happens if the system makes a mistake and creates an emotional experience that is too intense or inappropriate? What happens if someone hacks into the system and tries to change the way that you feel? These are important questions that we need to think about as we develop this technology. But for now, it's still pretty amazing to think about what this technology can do. An AI system that can read our emotions and create new emotional experiences for us. Who knows what the future will bring? Maybe one day we will all have personal AI systems that help us to understand and regulate our emotions better. Maybe one day we will be able to share our emotional experiences with others in a completely new way. Who knows? The future is truly exciting. If you liked this video, you will love the video on how an AI system can make you smarter.